Wednesday morning, everybody. This is Grace, and I'm on my way to take care of some business, and I thought I'd do a little video about people with narcissistic type behaviors and when they neglect somebody. It can be a child, it can be somebody who's say mentally challenged, or say an elderly person with cognitive impairment or impairments, plural in any of them, children. But yes, and when I'm talking about neglect, I don't mean what most people would automatically assume I mean by because yes, neglect. Many of us know what neglect means. Like, say, of a child not giving them appropriate food, clothing, shelter, basic needs along that line, or anybody that I just mentioned, any of those types. Withholding, that kind of thing. That of course is neglect, but the kind of neglect I want to talk about is something that maybe people don't think as much about, or if at all. And I would consider it as more along the line of, these would be of neglect of teaching somebody life skills. Now, somebody who is appropriate, and it can be somebody who's elderly, say, like I said, with cognitive impairment or impairments, such as if somebody has dementia or is developing dementia, and they need to have constant refreshers on how to take care of themselves, life skills in various ways. I could even say in a social setting, how to behave with other people along this line. But yeah, I'm more concerned about. I just had a situation. It's a little bit later. I had a situation where somebody was trying to do that thing, and I've seen this. I don't always see this, so don't think that. But when somebody's trying to make you feel a little inferior, or even thinks you are somehow, and that would be some kind of life skill that I'm thinking about. That a parent should teach their children, how do you handle somebody who is like that, who behaves this way. Now, one size does not fit all in everything, as we know it. So, if I could say the way I handle it might not be the kind of thing that you would want to do in your situation. And I'm not here to give counseling advice anyway. But in my situation, I heard I can say it, but I'm not saying for you to do it. But I heard it in my voice. I immediately moved to not seem in my voice even that I am inferior. Okay, does that make sense? I think in the past, it would be intimidating or just shocking from the beginning. That somebody would, kind of like they're looking down their nose at you. That's how we used to call it. They look down your nose at you, and like they're informative, and you need to listen. It is so ridiculous. Yeah, but I just didn't show any, like I felt any inferior or superior, either way, to them. It was two people, but one mainly. And no, they're not superior. So, I don't see people as superior and inferior. They're humans, But this one, she did. The other one, not so much. But yeah, and plus they were wrong about something. Both of them. When somebody's wrong about something, they're already thinking they're superior to you, or they're in a superior position, which they're not. So yeah. Anyway, this is one of those things. Teaching people, of course, simple things like how do you dress. Teaching a child or even a teenager, how you would dress, or how you would dress for something important. How you dress for something, for school. How, of course, a lot of people think that you just give the child their own, free reign. But yeah, I can agree with that. But sometimes at certain events, you might want to teach them to dress appropriate, like a job interview, when they get older, or for something special at school. And of course for seasons and different things like that. But it's not just about hygiene. It's also about how to deal with people in various situations. Some people probably wouldn't think that, just teaching a girl child how, or teenager how to wear makeup, or to do their hair, male or female, how to do their hair. They might not think that's all that important, but it is. If you don't teach the child, how to bathe right, how to wear deodorant, how to wear their clothing so it's not inappropriate. I already mentioned different things, but inappropriate all around for a child or teenager. And yes, I know somebody's going to say they're teenagers, but yeah, like I haven't been around lots of teenagers. I have. So, but there are things that are inappropriate, and when it comes to appearance, hygiene and appearance and all that. Okay, and there are some of the other life skills, which these days I have seen in schools, they teach life skills. Public schools, yeah. But is it to be left up to, the schools to teach? Things like how to save money, how to balance your checkbook, how to write a check. These days, who writes a check, right? Yeah, but you might run across situations where you need to write a check, or at least something that monetary that is written. These kinds of things. How to do a budget. How to buy groceries for a week. I'm talking, to start early, really. I'm not giving advice, but that's what I would do, with a grandchild or something, to start early teaching. And, not just, age-appropriate teaching. That's what it should be, age-appropriate teaching. Because some things need to be learned as time goes by, and they need to build on that. That's what learning is, building on something from a base. Not you don't know the last part of it before you know the first. Now, I am really more thinking about teenagers, and really, and not all of this, not all of it. Hygiene, teach it to a child. Sure, brush your teeth. Wash behind your ears. How many of us grew up hearing that? Wash behind your ears. But all of these things, and teenagers, when they do go on their own, they're going to need some knowledge of how do you, say, even fill out applications, what information you should and shouldn't give to people, especially these days about social media. You're using their credit card when they get old enough to have one. If some people give them when they're young. What not to do with it online. A lot of stuff online too these days. It's a lot of things you need to teach them about being online. But I think y'all got it right. So I don't need to go on. But just think about all the other things that that we can't think of everything to teach our children or our grandchildren. We can think of everything. It's just not possible. But yeah, the things that we know we needed to know. Maybe that's the best way to do it. The things that why is this guy standing there looking at the tree? But the things that we needed to know, we should teach them. The things that we know that we think they would know, teach them, that kind of thing. Of course, I'm not, like I said, I'm just giving my opinion. This is not really advice. I just say it that way. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Just a little note here. That man that was looking at the tree, he was not just looking at the tree. He was praying. It's still, I don't know. I've never seen anybody do that before there. I live in a rather interesting neighborhood. But yeah, he was praying, which, yeah. Okay, now in this video, I'll talk to y'all later.